baby, call my name. Call my soul tonight. In my long forgotten closed and sleep. We whisper words. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Please seeing you around. Hope your day is going well. We are back today with some more World of Warcraft because we still have some bits of the patch remaining. Hello, Lune. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I gotta rescue Nazara the Clever. Read that as Cleaver for some reason. We're gonna go down in an early round. Let's beat this thing up. Beat it up, beat it up. Come on, it's lovely weather to beat these mobs together. Thanks to the spirits. Is that the same model as, like... Who was the freaking one who summoned Ulatek? It looked like the same model to me. Ask a wind call to fly to the eastern Amani outpost. Is that like over here or something? I guess we can't fly in here directly. I'll get on my freaking motorcycle! Yeah, that's metal right there. We go. We march forward. Okay, here we go. Commune with the altar. We can't do shit with it. Okay, fair enough. Amani Windcaller. Fly me to the eastern Amani outpost. Players are active in this area. Thanks, game. Appreciate that heads up. You know, I was curious, you know? This area looked pretty cool, though. I do quite enjoy the Amani aesthetic they have going in the war, not the War Within, Midnight. I will say that.
Sit down with me. Let me tell you a story from
the hide you from sight. Okay. Hide me from sight.
Well, you didn't hear the end of my story.
Rescue Hawkeye Socho. Alright, where's bro at? Alright, he's over here. No matter what occurs, I will find you. Found you. Rescuing warrior healing. My brother not so lucky. Skill issue. Just don't die.
Good to see you again.
Bottled spirits. Why do I feel that's literal? Alright, take me to the northern Amani Bulwark. Which is like right next to the... Actually, it's behind the raid. Cool little entrance. Kind of reminds me of like the main menu in Baldur's Gate 3. Just a little bit, though. What this city actually kind of reminds... Not city, but what this place kind of reminds me of is like the Undercity. How you had like the rivers of ectoplasmic goo. Hello, Sparkin. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Alright, Rescue Commander Gotcha. I gotcha tell you a question. Risen Sycophant. Oh god, red it is. Neo Automata postgame kicking my ass. Oof. Spamming the dodge button and also making sure you have plenty of healing in your kit is very nice. This coin feels unpleasant to hold. The thought of putting it down is even more unpleasant. She cannot handle the power of the coin you hold. Stop by the altar and you see too. Your spirits is weighed down by Ulatek's corrosion. Must find someone who can control the venom. I got that venom! Okay, is this the M&M quest? 2 in the 99 if you catch my drift. Am I a fucking Lopper? Why do I not remember that? Oh. Are we talking about ending Y? Because, oh.
I'm listening, my friend.
There are some things in there that just do kind of feel like a health sponge. Hello, John. Welcome to the stream. Having a good day. And won the weight contest at work. Oh, I saw that on Twitter. Congratulations. Love to hear that. Yeah, ending Y was a male. I didn't want to spoil it. The Coliseum stuff. Oh, that's... Okay, yeah, I haven't done the Coliseum, funnily enough. Because I do have the PC version of Nier, which I got the DLC with. However, when I played Nier, it was on the PlayStation, so... I hadn't gotten the DLC at the time. I do know you fight the Square Enix CEO of the time, though. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, I got a coin for you. Well... Bro, is this a Meatloaf reference in my World of Warcraft? Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You're looking a bit green, though. Yeah, thanks, bro. I'm an orc. Yo, way to state the obvious. Thanks. Sure, that venom didn't get to you. Yeah, I think partly because of the venom. I think it's mainly because I'm a green orc. You don't look so good. Again, that's just how I am. As Abdamonte examines you grimly, your heart starts pounding and your vision goes green. The weight of the coin in your pocket feels overwhelming. You've found something out there, huh? The vaults are full of treasure, most of it cursed. I don't trust her, but that spirit which you saw knows all the secrets of this horrid place. If anyone can help, it's her. 1,000 corrosive coin. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. New currency. Oh, yeah. You will gain access to the ability to corrode your spirit further in exchange for corrosive coins.
Shadow bless your hunt.
Vault of a Tal Attack. A toxic tour.
Do you need protection?
Complete a patrol, a strike, an incursion, and defeat an ancient foe within the vaults of Atul Attack. Sure, bro.
May Halazi hide you
Purging the
from your
vaults.
enemies.
Complete temple patrols, strikes, and incursions, and defeat ancient foes. Okay. Sure, bro. What's out there? From a party with other players and scout the vaults of Atul Attack. Yeah, sure, bro. Okay, right on that shit. Oh my god, is this just the fucking void strike mechanic? Head through a wall motivation? Hell yeah. There's no better way to do a wall.
We fight for Diamante.
When the corrosive coins start to weigh you down, come to me. Pause. The Altar of Corrosion. Grifter may generously give one of these as a reward for completing an endeavor task, depending on its difficulty. Traded with Grifter in the neighborhood for exciting or not prizes. Okay, sure. Who can say when this accursed place of stone rose out of the venom? I have studied it for lifetimes and have only just tasted its power. Say the word and I will convert the corrosion you carry to something more useful. Then you may commune with the altar and accept its many gifts. Yeah, sure. I got 1,000 coins for you. Okay, there we go. Gather forgotten relics from soul coiler caches and troves. Alright, loot shit, got it. Commune with the altar. You are able to identify venom-enhanced enemies. Defeating them occasionally releases their power, each granting you volatile venom and additional corrosive coins. Increases your strength by 5% for 5 minutes. Alright. Sure, let's go with that.
My magic is potent.
How does it feel, unearthly, decadent? I would give up much to be able to taste it again for the first time.
Though there is nowhere you can hide.
I have to ask some questions. Are you one of the Medjal? Who? No, but we've known to each other. Alright, sure. Is the altar dangerous? What's wrong, warrior? You want to live forever. The venom's alive and hungry. It'll take you, reshape you, give you powers here on the Isle. You want to know if it will hurt? Try and find out. Alright.
May you always find
Normally get a bit
victory.
concerned about things possibly like frying my soul, but sure. Okay, I guess these are just like region rewards. Let's do the altar. Because we have to do this dungeon to progress the actual story.
I am the blade of the light.
Alright. Follow a dungeon time. I'm ready for no one to do fucking damage but me. Nice little kiosk.
Zul'Jin is already empowering the Fang of Ulatek.
Alright, let's move. Okay, Caustic Mist Totem. I'm assuming we're gonna have to get rid of those.
He's put up barriers to avoid any interruptions.
Zul'Jara does not have much time. I will scout ahead. Bring down the barriers, champion.
I'll keep you safe. Yeah, sure. Tank, actually. Alright, I'm not putting up with this pussy one pack at a time bullshit. We're going all in. Yeah, you pull. Pull and we'll focus on the consequences never. Why would I interrupt? Just don't die. Easy. See, this is what happens when you just kill him. Why would I be concerned about the tank taking damage? Healer can heal. Don't be a loser. Okay, so the ad spins around in a circle. Got it. Suck my demolish. Huge suck at action going on here. Cooked him. Fight him. Okay, we need to get this, I guess. You could have probably pulled another pack there. Just interrupt. Did my interrupt actually spawn these things? Huh. Maybe that was just convenient timing. Alright, cooked. Let me grab that.
The barrier is weakening.
Cursed bones? What's this? Damage taken increase, bro. Why are you so cringe? Am I fighting alongside Alliance NPCs? Why isn't this theme based on my faction? Blizzard, what the fuck are we doing? I know you have the NPCs. It was all part of the freaking beginner island. Just like swap the models out. Like, what are we doing? Alright, that's 3 down and 3 to go. Come on, let's go. I'm not accepting any weakness from this party, by the way. Yeah? If we're going all the way. Alright, already messed my rotation up. Love to see it. Why would I need to be optimal, you know? Just kill him. Spamming damage is what I like. Just keep on spamming, spamming. Just keep on cleaving, cleaving. Oh, I'm just gonna keep on cleaving. Suck my heroic strike. You're dead now.
Sickness here.
We should get down with the sickness. Think about it. Come on, you NPCs. Move a little. I love how I hit the interrupt button and just like nothing happens. I think I misinputted there. Live and learn, though. Hey, I hit an interrupt. Let's go. Come on, the team can't die from this. That's like 2 packs of mobs. It should not be like a run ender. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Love to hear that, John. You should. I want to get around to it at some point. We should have so many games. Hard to justify just going back to do our near playthrough right now. Unless there's like new stuff on the horizon. But they seem to be kind of content with just doing a bunch of collabs. I know they teased something not too long ago, but we'll see if that actually turns out to be anything.
One step closer. One more, and the barrier should lose its power.
Alright, let's get him. These guys could make some pretty interesting hunter pets, I imagine, especially like a troll. That'd be cool. Execute! Heroic strike! There we go. Get the final totem.
No way across.
I can jump it
We'll
heroically.
have to jump down.
Oh, there's Zul'Jan. Yeah, we have to jump down now, okay. Ah,
Be
this
on guard.
one model
It
they
looks like the
love to
children of
use for
Ulitech
bosses.
have been throwing their sacrifices down there. That Hydra might be expecting another meal. Do not let it make a meal out of you.
I'll make a meal out of you. Let's get down to dinner to defeat the trolls. Did they send me Darkspear? Did they send me Haranir when I asked for money? You know, I'm built for that. Some of us are born with various gifts, that's mine. Make random meme songs off the dome.
Watch out for its venom.
I'm not looking out for shit. I'm just gonna win. See? Didn't even hurt me.
Brace yourself.
I'm not bracing for anything. I'm gonna win, win, win no matter what. Got my mind on my money, my money on my mind. Look at the damage. Look at the damage.
Thank the light you were not devoured.
Ooh,
There's a path
new
to the altar, to
trinket.
the snake tunnels. Come with me.
Ooh, use. Unleash 3 venom bites centered on your target, inflicting nature damage split between enemies. Damage increased by 30% per additional enemy. Cool. That's a fucking yoink. Alright, we proceed forward. Through the Venomousy. The ancient burrow. Not Joe. Hello, God's Country. Welcome to the stream.
Evolving these creatures. The children of Ulitech infuse these eggs with her venom to transform them into these abominations. They even consume each other when given the chance.
Alright, big damage incoming. Let's go. Huge cleave. Ah, yeah. Pop that trinket. Big damage. Shockwave. Stun them all. Boom. Boom. Cleave them. Boom. Boom. Heroic strike. Boom. Cleave them. There we go. Another one. Boom. 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 Another one. Boom. Oh my god. Did the game lag again? Bro. Dude, can this game stop lagging? I would like to hit the interrupt. Oh, it went through the lag. Let's go. Beautiful. Born to be wild. Alright, we go forward. Next boss is the Writhing Coil. Blizzard, whenever anything has a snake in it, not use the word coil challenge, any percent. Hit him with one of these. Hit him with a cleave. Shockwave stun him. Huge damage. Oh, was that not the game, but was it like the internet? Ooh. I like the animation we got for the trinket. That's cool. I think the stream should be fine now. OBS is saying it's fine. Practically pork. I don't know if I want to eat, like, the flesh of envenom monsters. That are, like, pure venom, you know? Doesn't seem worth it. My party gonna, like, catch up at some point here, or, like... Why is my fucking healer dead? What was my party doing? What? God fucking damn it, dude. This game sometimes with its AI is fucking brain dead. Move with me. Come on. The fuck were they doing? Oh my god, were they trying to fight this pack of some shit? Just follow me. Fucking idiots. Come on, move a little bit. I know some of you have some movement speed. Come on. Hi, Awena. Thanks for healing me, by the way, bitch. Okay, let's go here. Woohoo! Would my party like to move a little? Not paying you by the hour, come on. Bro. High evolutions. Bro, if I get hit by that one more time. Alright, so far so good. Kill him. Bro.
None was successful in consuming this one.
Why does he look like a mohawk? It's kind of a cool model. Tail scythe. Okay, what do you do? I got frontward Colonel AoE or something?
They attack as one.
Yeah, that ain't happening, bro. You know, I kind of expected way more Zul'Jin in this story than it has been so far. It's like we had him in that like first chapter that was available with 0.0.7, and he's kind of like, been barely here. He's like, yeah, I'm a bad guy now, but you're gonna be in doubt about that, but I'm a bad guy. I'm telling you I'm a bad guy. Why won't you believe me? I'm gonna sacrifice people to this ancient snake monster thing. Oh! It's a fucking tether. Oh. I need to learn to read.
They attack as one.
Game, please. Alright, we got that. Alright, easy for me. No loot. For some reason, that reminds me of, like, Maldraxxus in the Shadowlands. Actually, this entire place kind of reminds me of Maldraxxus in a way. Just ectoplasm everywhere.
They're experimenting to create even more powerful forms. We must deal with this monster.
Alright, let's get rid of these ads. So far, so good. Kablammy. Kablooey. Okay, we gotta get rid of the totems now for this guy, I guess. I'm assuming we can't just run past him. Yeah, there's a barrier there. That'll do, don't get that'll do. Oh my god, did each of these totems spawn something? Bro, let me just destroy them. Or maybe my NPC companions are just brain dead and kept going for something else. That's possible. Hello, Dog Shad. Welcome to the stream. I miss Shadowlands, said no one ever. I kind of miss Revendreth, though, I will say that. And also that one guy from Maldraxxus that really likes poisons. And plagues and poxes. I like that guy. Fuck Bastion and fuck Audenweald, though. Audenweald is gorgeous visually, though. Hey, NPC, can you not run over me with your AoE, asshole? Just saying. Just saying. Oh, AI will take over the world. Watch this shit. Dive bombs you with AoE. Cooked. Take that, Snake. Oh my god, why are we fighting these guys for like 15 minutes? Come on. You can move it.
Do you think Zul'Jahn knows what he has done to Zul'Jara?
I do not know. We need to tell him while he can still undo it.
Oh my god, the poison blade I used on my sister poisoned her. Bro, really? I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the poison blade, when I used it on my sister, would actually apply poison. I'm not used to being an assassination rogue. I normally only play combat. It's not called combat anymore. How long have I been out of the limp for? Yeah, fight poison with poison. Huge play incoming. Toxic Surge Ibra. Hello, Shield Like Ice. Welcome to the stream. Finally came back an hour and 20 minutes ago. Oof. Sorry that happened to you. I hope everything's fine now. Always sucks when you lose power. Are you going to try Classic Plus when it comes out? Oh, yeah. By the time Classic Plus comes out, I want to have at least one Classic character level 60. I've put that off for long enough. But it's just like, man, we have like so many things in the docket. It's like trying to find time for everything. Because like leveling a character in Classic takes fucking ages. I'm fine with it, don't get me wrong. It's just look at the massive time investment. Took 9 days, 6 hours, and 41 minutes to get it back. Christ. That sucks. Woo! Alright, move out of that. Let's not get hit by that either. Okay, there we go. I'm playing Black Mage in Final Fantasy XIV on the Switch too. Oh, nice. I'm glad at least something had power for you then. I do wonder what they're going to do with Classic Plus. It's like they have so much, they have a golden opportunity when it comes to that. Like, there's so many people where if they just, like, get Classic Plus right, there are so many people that would just come back for that. But they, like I said, they have to get it right. I do think Classic is just, like, a better game, video game-wise, than, like, retail. And if you're going to add on to that formula, I think there's a very good, a very interesting thing you can do that RuneScape has been doing with old school RuneScape, but you can do it for a while. Are you going to try, if Classic Plus tells a derivative story, I'm so fucking in. What do you mean by derivative story? Like the same story they told in retail, just through a classic gameplay lens?
Zul'Jin, stop this.
I really wouldn't be surprised if it's like a completely different like timeline or something.
I'm done listening to what you and Zul'Jin have to say. I'm doing this for their money.
Hey! Oh my god, these fucking NPCs are fucking useless, dude. They're so useless. Run a little. Why do they, like, hang back for so long? Target the guy in front of me. Christ. I'm hitting a button for melee. There's a guy 2 feet in front of me. We won't do it, though.
You think you can stop me? I'd like to see you try.
Alright, Zul'Jin, let's go. Shall we dance divine?
Ulatek's power is nearly at hand. You won't stop me.
Okay.
I will cut you down.
I see, I see. Thanks, guy. Appreciate it.
Lead before define.
Okay, got like blood pools on the ground. Using Bone Slicer again. Oh, is Bone Slicer just a ricocheting things? I think they are. Or is it just a line AoE? Seems to be just a line AoE. Though these ricocheting things are like becoming larger in number. Not like it matters, this dude's dead anyways.
Ulatek's fang. It is the key to our don't understand. Ulatek's power, it'll save their money.
Yeah, sure will, bro.
Us all.
I'm gonna get my loot first. Pillar of the Fanged Altar. Nice. Okay, got that. Hello, Hydra. Welcome to the stream.
I answer to the light.
Recover the Fang of Ulatek.
All
Story time!
You will not stop me, elf.
Quickly, everyone, run to the knife.
Ulatek's power will be mine.
I'm assuming he was channeling a spell, and that's why he wasn't, like, holding it in the fight.
Then your sister will die.
Oh!
And that blade is the only chance of saving her.
Yeah, poison her again, that'll work.
Lie.
No, Zul'Jin. Lady Liadrin speaks the truth. I put you on this path, not for power, but for answers. And
Oh, 'cause
after
I thought-
everything you've seen, what truly matters to you? Your hatred? Your power? Or your sister's life?
That one choice in an RPG that determines the route.
Save her,
Alright, good guy, Zul'Jin.
please.
If this was the price of victory, Your grandfather would have let her die.
Damn.
But I'm sure I can twist you into something useful.
Okay, well, good news. We got new loot. Legendary acquired. So, I guess what they're going for is that at the last second, Zul'Jin decides, no, I'm going to save my sister instead of the power and the glory of the Amani. But Malakras is still going to, like, corrupt him or, like, use him somehow.
Pleasantries can wait.
Recover the Fang of Ulatek. Can we play the cutscene again?
Charette.
Is that what this is?
You will not stop me, Elf.
Alright, I'm ready to leave. Alright, dungeon cleared. Okay, so when I click I'm ready to leave, that normally means leave the dungeon, not port me to the entrance to said dungeon. Thanks, bro. I'm your Uber for the day. I'll drop you off 1 block from where you want to actually be. I mean, okay. I mean, like, we're most of the way there, but... I gotta make me walk all the way here. Come on, Zul'Jin, choose power. True! Spider-Man PS4 as final choice. Running around at the speed of whatever this shit is. Got places to go. Fuck, I went the wrong way. Nope. How many right angles do you think we need here? Alright, we made it out, huge. I can fly again! Hello, Grazzo. Welcome to the stream. Wish you all well. Wish you well as well. At some point in the near future, I think, we're gonna get cucked because it's gonna require the raid. You know what they say, too? Wrong angles don't make a right angle. It depends on the angle.
Champion, the dagger.
So we're gonna, like, stab it with more poison, and, like, the poison will poison the poison? Like, what's the situation here? I feel it chilled from within ever since we retrieved the dagger. Let's examine it. This sells for more. I'll go over that. The Fang is cursed from the summoning of Ulatek. We can use her to cure Zul'Jin. We have to act fast. She's fading. Alright?
Quickly, place the dagger so we can begin our own ritual.
Meanwhile, Captain Talk is just like, bro, I know she's like poison and all that, but like, I got a quest for you, right? You want to do it or no? Alright, place it way over here.
Zul'Jin! No! This is not working. The dagger's magic is too strong.
Then our only choice is to destroy
You're gonna watch the raid cinematic after this? Yeah, we'll watch it. Oh, I gotta, like, destroy the dagger. Okay, sure. Smash!
Thank the goddess. The curse is broken.
Zul'Jin, are you all right?
My left arm hurts.
I'll be fine. But Zul'Jin needs help. Ashura.
Cosmos, thank you. I saw so much. Gets a far-off look and growls. It's too late. No! Shudders violently and scowls, shaking off the visual. We must find my brother, but first, go do some world quests.
I'm listening.
I saw... Wow, okay. I saw things in the...
camp and infested our supplies. Get rid of them.
Girl, I'm trying to read your quest text. Don't tell me world quest text. I saw things in the venom haze, heard Zul'Jin screaming, felt what's eating away at him, heard Malakras whispering in his ear. Hey, girl, here, do it, let me whisper in your ear. Ulatek has haunted the Amani from the beginning, the lengths we went to for power and empire, and the blood it cost. That wasn't greatness, deep down Zul'Jin knows it too. Malakras stole my grandfather from me, I won't let him take Zul'Jin too. Of course I get the one item I fucking need, by the way, for my upgrade. Are you kidding me? Alright. The Hunger Awakens mural. Cool.
The Amani will always watch your back.
So when I pick up the quest, right?
The
Normally that
Amani
means take it.
leader
Thank
gives
you.
a little Jean is in the temple. We can still save him.
Our scouts found another way in. Follow me.
Hi, Daxor. I still don't know who the fuck you are, but I kind of like you. I still don't know why in the hell Blizzard doesn't just, like, drop story mode alongside the raid. It's like, who the fuck cares at this point, right? Like, if this was a classic WoW, I could kind of understand. But, like, it's not, right? It's like, what are we doing? It's like, if you care about the story experience, you either have to raid with a bunch of people that suck ass at the game, have a friend group that's going to raid, and then also does a raid in a way to where it doesn't break up the flow of the story. Or you just, like, wait a week arbitrarily. Where the hell am I supposed to go for this? Didn't Bro say he had, like... Oh, it's over there. That would make sense and make people happy. It's like, I don't know how they're this fucking stupid sometimes. It's like, it's a very easy and obvious fix. I don't know what the counter-argument would be. All I know is any counter-argument that could be made against that would be wrong and stupid. Journey to the Gate of the Serpent's Eye.
Over here!
Bro, your fucking voice carries, huh? Take the gate to... Oh my god, was it back here or something? If you do the Prey quest line... Oh my god, another quest line. Oh yeah, isn't this supposed to be like a quest line with, like, Erator or some shit? Does that unlock after you do the entire raid series or something? Nomura drops an Kingdom Hearts MMO RPG would go crazy. Though you could probably argue that is Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, the Venom on Venom's like fighting a forest fire with fighting fire with fire. Also, hello Star, welcome to the stream. I enjoyed the current Midnight narrative. The overarching story itself is like kind of whatever. I like the Amani stuff. It's like, for me, it's like the fact we're focusing on this story here and now makes it feel like a giant filler arc compared to the A-plot of the World Soul Saga. But I like the Amani stuff, like the architecture for the Amani stuff. The idea of some like ancient... It's not like a lower weapon, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like some kind of nightmare or some shit from like Azeroth. But like the idea of Ulatek is really interesting. But like the main problem with this entire story is just like you knew the entire narrative, or at least a good 80 to 85% of it, based on the first image they used to like reveal Zul'Jara and Zul'Jan as characters. Like at the announcement of Midnight. Hello, Sparkin. Nomura should put Nia into Kingdom Hearts 4. That'd be huge. That would involve putting Final Fantasy back in Kingdom Hearts. So Undermined, but worse. You can make the argument, I think the story is, at least so far, probably more interesting than Undermined. I don't know. Undermined was kind of fun, but it really felt like millennial writing. Here, it feels like millennial writing, but, like, at least you have some troll stuff.
It is an honor to battle beside you.
Alright, cool. So we have to wait for the actual raid. But can I wield a giant-ass key that's basically a magical MacGuffin that does whatever the plot requires to do in 14? Funnily enough, that's what you are. Okay, so I guess at this point we're gonna watch the raid cinematic. Is that a WoW head or something? I'm actually spell it correctly. I'm assuming it's on WoW head. Alright, we got the raid. Let me mute the game. Da, 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 da. Not getting voice lines. Yeah, that was a big problem with Undermine, in my opinion, as well. I mean, I really enjoyed Undermine mechanically somewhat. It's like I really liked having the car racing as well. I thought those quests were really fun. You know, I think I would say I prefer Undermine. Mainly because you kind of understood what was going to happen, but it still had like that kind of goblin charm, just like done in a slightly more cringe way than it was like back in Kata. But at least like Undermine visually and like side quest wise, at least from the ones that I did, was like kind of fine. I enjoyed my time with Undermine. Alright. Now because Blizzard wants to delay story mode for a week for whatever reason that's stupid and wrong, we're gonna react to the ending cinematic for the Venomous Abyss raid, The Curse of Ulatek, from Wowhead. So I'm gonna really hope that the audio balance isn't totally bad here. Let's rip it. God, imagine if Ulatek did anything remotely interesting on screen. Besides, like, shoot out, like, 3 piles of venom.
I'm so sorry.
Bro, hit up the barber shop.
Do you remember our childhood home? The towering trees. The scent of the moss. Our laughter as we chase the summer winds.
Through the valley, to the edge of the sea. I remember.
I was always chasing after you. I wanted to stand beside you.
I know I sacrificed a lot of people to a snake thing. But remember when we were kids in the summer wind?
I saw then, just as I see now, that you are the true strength of the Amani. Zul'Shara. You, my sister.
Bro died from cringe.
Go with the wind, little brother.
Bro, can we please get this cinematic team like an actual good story, please? Like, this cinematic team is actually pretty good when it comes to, like, these high-effort cutscenes. Can we give them a story worth the damn? It's like you're going to a Michelin star restaurant and you're ordering, like, Cisco food. You know what I mean? Not even. It's like you're ordering, like, what McDonald's throws away at the end of each week.
Our laughter as we chase the summer wind.
How do I say what I want to say? That's the question. If you want to have this emotional payoff, I agree the voice acting is pretty good. I like the voice acting, I'll say that. I think Zul'Jan's voice actor throughout all of Midnight has been a standout performance and is part of the reason why he's become a bit of a fan favorite. I agree. If you want this payoff to make sense and to really hit, you need to not only relegate all the emotional bits to quest text for when it comes to these character moments. They save cutscenes to try to have characters aura farm or show off some kind of action sequence. They need to dedicate more cutscenes and more time for these characters to actually feel like characters on screen and to express emotion in meaningful ways. A lot of the times when it comes to Zul'Jan's character, they relegated her emotional expressions to just quest text, like I'm reading a novel. I can get that. However, I think this cutscene also kind of like showcases it. I know what they're trying to do, where she's like kind of conflicted because this dude made a bunch of like bad decisions, right? But in this moment, I don't feel a lot of emotion coming from Zul'Jan as a character herself. Outside of like this like final hug. Like this is pretty fine. But when you relegate all the emotional bits to these cuts, not to the cutscenes, but to the quest text, it creates this like juxtaposition to where it almost feels like two characters. The one that you tell me about and the one that you show me. When it comes to Zul'Jan as a character, there's a reason people didn't want this to be the ending. Because we could have kind of predicted it. And a lot of people did predict it from the initial image they showed off when they announced Midnight. Because of basic pattern recognition. Whenever World of Warcraft and Blizzard wants to build up a female character, most of the time, their default, their go-to, is to do so by taking down a male character. I am of the opinion that does a disservice not only to the male character, but also the female character. It's like, they had this moment where Zul'Jan just says this crap right here, where he has to essentially look at her and we also essentially look at the camera saying, I was wrong, you were right the entire time, you're the true strength of the Amani. What that does is position his story to be a sacrificial one to bolster the character of Zul'Jan. I feel there are far more interesting ways to develop, flesh out, and continue the character of Zul'Jan without continually relying upon this idea and this what has become a trope. There are some sweet elements to this. I feel like whoever wrote the dialogue in this cutscene in a vacuum did a pretty good job painting the scene and making it try to feel emotional. Like this story of them being kids. However, what takes the wind out from under it is the entire story up to this point, where this dude is an idiot and he slashed his sister with a poison dagger and apparently didn't realize that might poison her. They tried to write it away, but they don't write it in a believable way. And on top of that, this dude was willingly, or at least was going to, just sacrifice swaths of Amani for Ulatek and all that. Maybe he did in the raid. But even if he didn't, the dude had an entire villain arc. And now we're trying to act as if he's this like tragic character. It feels like the story of two characters. Again, I don't mind the villain whose reasoning is kind of superficial and he's acting in a way that's just an emotional response to the situation. Lau from Xenoblade X, in my opinion, does a really good job of demonstrating what I'm talking about there. But this dude had deep-seated beliefs and all that. And I get what they were trying to do. They weren't as important to him as his sister in the end. There are ways to make that work, but I feel we go back to the issues I've always been hopping in on, and mainly been hopping in on since Midnight's main story. Their issue is pacing and selection and priority. Because of the pacing of the story, because of what they choose to focus in on, because of their over-reliance on the idea of trying to develop a female character by bringing down a male character, we could smell this kind of coming a mile away. It was just a matter of what form was it going to take. Was he going to go turbo villain or tragic villain? They went tragic villain. And I think the other sin that this cutscene and just this overall story they have done with the Amani really brings to the table is that by trying to elevate the character of Zul'Jara, by bringing down Zul'Jan, I now no longer care about this character because Zul'Jan is no longer a part of the story. And you took a character that had so much potential with Zul'Jan, and you used him as just XP fodder for Zul'Jara. So it takes the wind out of the sail that they were trying to go for with Zul'Jara and for the Amani. It makes me less interested in that entire quadrant of the world. I think they did this because they wanted a emotional point in the story where they're able to say, see, we are willing to kill off established main characters in this narrative. Okay, sure. There is a virtue in being able to do that. However, when it comes to killing off a character, more often than not, when it comes to World of Warcraft, when they choose to kill off a main character, they're not able to supplement that character with someone else to keep the story moving along. They keep it uninteresting. Or by having that character die off, it makes the story and the overall cast of characters less interesting moving forward. I can't think of a time when they haven't had that happen to them. The other big sin is that this entire story was so predictable. I don't think predictability is necessarily an indicator of how good a story is. However, sometimes a story is predictable because it should go a certain way, and other times it is predictable because of how little faith we have in the writing team. I feel this is a case of the latter. Can I find that image?
Reigns, a fair and Zuljara is going to need to find a way to help her people survive the void onslaught with the Amani.
Do we have an image of them?
You know, for them. This very old forest, very tall mountains. It's got
Go ahead,
still
Sparkin.
time.
Make him a Death Knight problem solve. That would be a good idea, but I doubt they're going to go in that direction. If they made Zul'Jin a Death Knight, though, that could work.
Coming for them. As you can see where the void is.
Like, make him an unholy Death Knight.
Then you're familiar with the Amon Dukes and happen to be around and play. I talk about Murder's Row, which you're going to see a dungeon related to that as well.
Oh my god, I know there's like an image somewhere. Is it this panel or a different one?
Of the zone, however, have healed up.
Are you believing the Kaine and A2 connection? Absolutely.
Iffy, this being one of them. So yeah, essentially, face off against the void. Zuljara is the.
From this image alone, and when we were told Zuljara is the leader of the Amani and Zul'Jin is her younger brother, we knew this entire story. He'd be the aggressive one. She'd be the one in the right. He would go villain. And we would have to deal with that. We knew that entire story. They just throw in a new snake dude into the mix. When your story is that predictable, where people can get 85, 90% of the way there, for the entire story of the zone, and for these two characters off of this one image, your character writing, your plot development, your writing has become stale. It has become overly predictable and not in a good way. And I think change is needed. A change in direction. Now, I don't know what will happen after the events of the raid. Or what even happens in the raid itself. But the other problem this brings to the table is that it makes the entire Amani part of the story just feel like a glorified filler arc. Because it kind of was. There are some elements that loop back into the A-plot, like those visions of Azeroth that Orwena had. That was kind of cool. However, when you're trying to have this overarching narrative with the World Soul Saga, and you're trying to tell this really interesting and compelling story, and you're proud of it, and you say, this is us bringing our balls and putting them onto the table. We have a story we want to tell. This is a big one. It's a whole trilogy. We want you to come along for the ride. We are really proud of what we're bringing here. This pacing can't be it. This choice to dedicate an entire patch to what is largely a filler arc instead of fleshing out and telling the main plot in an interesting way with way better pacing does a disservice to the story you are trying to tell. I feel things would be way better paced if instead of focusing on trying to hit plot beat, you focus far more on character moments and the emotional side of the story. Because it feels like they are content with telling plot points instead of trying to tell a story. Because while yes, there are things that like weave themselves back into the A-plot, there are things that have been foreshadowed. They're not done so in a compelling manner. They're not done so in a way that makes me excited for what is coming next and excited for future stories that will be told in this world. Because of the pacing and the way they handle these characters, it makes me more apathetic to everything going on. I think there's a reason a lot of people are looking forward to Classic Plus, and it's not necessarily the nature of Classic Plus itself or the quality of Classic Plus. They want a World of Warcraft experience that is fresh and new, that doesn't feel like this. Whether it's either the gameplay, because the quest design, in my opinion, is very, very repetitive as well. And in some places that are supposed to be really cool, like that flashback scene we had where we like summoned Ulatek and all that. The quest design there is hyper repetitive and takes a little bit too long for comfort. It looks really cool. They want it to be really cool, but mechanically that doesn't come across. There are some interesting smaller elements, but they mess up the larger ones. Midnight had so much potential. Building off a story that has just been kind of simmering away since the Burning Crusade, when it comes to all these disparate elven factions, when it comes to the Amani, when it comes to the Sunwell, all these different stories that have been developed slightly over the years, a little bit more heavily in Mr. Pandaria and Battle for Azeroth. You had so much potential, but because of what they choose to focus on, their giant issue when it comes to pacing and selection of what to prioritize in the story, it does a disservice to all of this, and it makes this corner of the world far less interesting and way less engrossing. The Elven stuff, particularly the Blood Elven stuff, and like the Amani stuff, has always been one of my favorite like quadrants of World of Warcraft. It's always been some of the stuff I've been the most interested in. However, with the story they have told so far at Midnight, I'm kind of checked out on all of it. It's not interesting. It's not well handled. I'm not a fan of the plot beats they have chosen to pursue with Midnight when it comes to focusing in on having Zul'Jin die in order to elevate Zul'Jin as a character, and we're going to kind of focus the entire Amani story on that one sibling story. I'm not a fan of just trying to replace all the interesting stuff that made the Blood Elves cool and interesting in the world of World of Warcraft with this like kind of lame, pedestrian, flavorless Dawnwell that we have now. It feels like they're far too focused on trying to wrap up storylines, wrap up overarching elements of the story that have always existed in World of Warcraft, and they're trying to focus in on a reset. There is nothing confirming that a grand reset of World of Warcraft is coming, but people have theorized it, they have predicted it, and at this point it feels kind of inevitable. But the way that we're getting there is making me far less interested in the world itself, because you're not developing it in an interesting way. You're taking all the plot points that were interesting, and instead of seasoning them and cooking them in a great way, you're just boiling them in plain water. I was super interested in The Last Titan because I love Northrend so much. I am now more concerned than anything about what they're actually going to do here. Their design is way too soft. I couldn't care about the snake enemies whatsoever. They were just like an insert new enemy faction here. They looked way too soft and cuddly. I couldn't take them seriously whatsoever. I don't like the tone, I don't like the direction, I don't like the way World of Warcraft tells a modern story. And I'm saying World of Warcraft there specifically because I know Diablo is different. I haven't played Diablo 4 that much, But just watching trailers of Diablo 4, you can feel that it's different. It's an active choice on the part of Blizzard to write and develop and flesh out World of Warcraft in this style and tone and way. That is an active choice, and it's an active choice that I personally disagree with. I think it's lame. I think it's boring. I think it takes the flavor and the cool factor out of World of Warcraft for no real benefit again. This is a story that will be easily forgotten about in just a couple weeks' time. They might keep Zul'Jara in the story and keep the Amani there, kind of like they did in the Battle for the Sunwell, where she just like strolls up and just like, yeah, we're here now. But this is a story I will forget about largely probably by tomorrow. Because tomorrow we have the Trails in the Sky second chapter demo. I don't care about Zul'Jana as a character anymore. Daxor is a dude that just kind of showed up. That feels like a Zappy Boy replacement. Zul'Jara is like a nothing burger to me now. You have wasted the character of Lady Liandrin in this entire storyline by just having her be basically the wingman of Zul'Jara here. I get what you're trying to do with, like, the tensions between the Blood Elves and the Amani trolls. I don't think they did anything remotely interesting with that whatsoever here. Or Weena's just kind of here so they can say this relates back to the A-plot. I want to personally see large systemic change in direction and tone for World of Warcraft. I don't think it's a matter of old WoW just being nostalgic. I think it's a fundamental problem with the modern experience and direction of the game. Quite frankly, this sucks. And the disappointing thing, where it's kind of like modern Halo to me, where there are moments where you can see something really cool being there just under the surface. Where there are people on this team, clearly, that have good ideas and are passionate and love what they are doing. And you can feel that. But it's smothered under these numerous decisions that just drag everything down and drag it through the muck and the mud. They want to tell a character-driven, emotional story, but it feels like they don't know how to do it. And it's for all the reasons that we've talked about so far. I want WoW to get better. I think it can get better. And I don't think it would take long for them to get better. Because a lot of it is a mindset. If you are far more willing to take your time and to let things breathe and not take some storylines into certain directions, you can improve this overall experience rather quickly, in my opinion. It's just a matter of, are they going to pull that trigger at some point? I'll say this right now. I'll play The Last Titan because I want to cover it. But if I wasn't like streaming and doing YouTube and all that, this kind of feels like where I was when it comes to Shadowlands, where I'm just losing faith rapidly. It can still be recouped, don't get me wrong. I want to see this get better. My faith in that happening, though, is dwindling. And it's a shame because I genuinely did love the War Within. I thought the War Within was really cool. It had its issues, but like Midnight and The Last Titan could easily like address those issues. I was willing for like this pacing for part one of the story because I'm like, okay, we're putting the pieces of the puzzle on the game board and we're trying to develop these things for down the line, but we're still having that same kind of pacing issue. And we're like over halfway through the World Soul Saga at this point, or at least kind of feels like that. In fact, I think we are like at the halfway point right now. There are ways to salvage it, don't get me wrong. There are ways to. But based on what I have seen, I am not personally convinced that's going to happen. I think it could. Gotta wait and see, though. Hello, Chew. Welcome to the stream. The story being horrible. Did you read the Bitter Truth short story? Which one was that? Was that like the short story that came out for like Zul'Jah before Midnight came out? Because I did listen to that one on YouTube. But if there was a new one for this patch, then no. This is going to sound kind of mean, personally. Getting upset that people are criticizing the story being horrible. I feel like this story would be classified as good if you don't play a lot of other games for story. I am someone that plays a lot of other RPGs. So it's just like what they're doing in WoW just feels like nothing. And that's like the overarching feeling that I'm getting out of the story of Midnight ever since they wrapped up the Dawnwell stuff. I can't really have a strong emotional reaction to what is going on other than laughter. Because nothing about this story is strong enough or interesting enough to elicit an emotional response from me, positive or negative. It's very bland and seasonless. The story featuring Lorthamar and Turundo. I don't think I saw that one. Oh, yeah, I love the Warriors of Darkness, Hydra. Huh. Yeah, that's the other issue I'm personally running into. It's like I had a lot of issues with like Final Fantasy XIV's development and its overall direction, which is why I kind of like playing both WoW and Final Fantasy XIV, because like WoW for me was strong in the elements I thought Final Fantasy XIV was weak. So by playing both, I was able to get like the best of both worlds for me. But then when it comes to Evercold's announcement and they run down a list of like all my issues with the game and saying, yeah, we're just going to fix it, bro. It's just like, what am I supposed to feel from that? I have one game here where it feels like they're continuing down this slope of mediocrity and just acceptance of telling bad stories. And there's other one where it's just like, yeah, we know we messed up a bit. We want to get better. Here's how we're going to get better. Yeah, I had high hopes when Metzen was returning as well. And it's like, when it came to Dawn Trail in 7.0, I wasn't impressed. I didn't like it, really. I had a lot of issues with Dawn Trail 0.0 and even 0.1. And then 0.2 hit, and it's just like, okay, I'm back in the game. I'm fully here. I'm excited for what's happening. I'm really invested, and it's just getting better and better and better and better. And then it's just like, okay, here's Evercold. It's a reversion of all those direction shifts Dawn Trail is bringing to the table that you didn't like. Okay, we're just going to go in a completely different direction. It feels far more in line with what you actually like out of this game. I got a story over here that still doesn't know how to write a fucking character. And I got another story where it's just like, we're one of the best in the entire game. We may have messed up for a bit, but we're going to listen to feedback and fix it. And we're going to show you and prove to you that we're still capable of doing what we were doing at a heyday. It's like, as a player and as a consumer, what the fuck am I supposed to get out of that? It's like WoW's quest design is so stale at this point, in my opinion. How many quests did we do throughout like all of today where it just amounted to filling a bar? I wouldn't mind that stuff if it was better properly paced and if the story that was being told was somewhat interesting and engrossing. I like the Amani aesthetic. But you know those like TikTok videos where like people redo their kitchen, but they don't actually replace anything with like marble. They just have like a sticker they put over like the surface of everything that like looks like marble, but it's just like a sticker. It feels like that. How would you correct and improve the current narrative? That is a great question. I would just take things way slower. For me, if I was to do Midnight over, you can keep mostly the same story. But instead of having this shit be like 12.1, I would have had the War of Light and Shadow and like retaking Silvermoon, and not necessarily Silvermoon, but like retaking the Sunwell. That would have been 0.1, because that story needed way more time to breathe and to feel like a legitimate threat that doesn't just get wrapped up with a time-gated week or something. Let it breathe. Let Xalatath and the Devouring Host feel like a legitimate threat. Let us lose Silvermoon for a bit. Let there be actual stakes. Have there be a moment where like we're down here in like either Tranquillian or like down here with like the High Elves, and it's just like we're continuing to lose ground. The Devouring Host feels far too overwhelming. All of a sudden, you hear the fucking Kodos in the distance, and like an entire war patrol, like an army of Horde, comes in through the Plaguelands, or something like that. They don't have these moments where the story feels really cool, that feels like a giant turning point in a way that like the Wrathgate felt. They don't have moments like this anymore. They have to be able to write characters and dialogue in a far better way. And I know that's not specific, but just like, that is kind of what they have to do. And they have to be willing to allow these plot points and allow these stories to breathe, because they burn through the interesting stuff way too fast to where I can't get invested, because you're not giving me enough time to be invested in what is going on. Like everything we just did in 12.1 just feels like a filler patch. And I can see the Call of the Void. They're probably going to work the A-plot back in that final chapter. But this entire bit with like the Coiled Isle up to this point feels like whatever. Like I'm going to forget about this entire storyline when we get like the Last Titan. Focus on Xalatath. Focus on the Devouring Host. Focus on like this battle between light and shadow and let it breathe. The story needs way more time to actually breathe. It's like even today, it's like with how long chapter 1 took for the Curse of Ulatek, like Legacy of the Amani, how long that took. I kind of expected the rest to take longer. Though I guess we still have to do the raid and like the Call of the Void and all that, so it'll go on for a decent bit. But still, just like, man. That's it, huh? Like, it feels like a WoW patch. It just feels like a WoW patch. Nothing special. Nothing interesting or cool. It doesn't feel like we're telling this grandiose trilogy of expansions for a story. It just feels like a regular old WoW patch. And when you try to build up the World Souls saga to not just be that, I think it's a condemnation of what they're going for. To what you were saying. Oh yeah, I was trying to respond to you, Grasso. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. Also, hello, Neo. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I said that. I was hoping housing would help this. Well, housing's really interesting. But man, they time-gated this shit. Oh, cool. I got everything there. I feel like housing is really interesting, and I really like what they have done with housing. Their focus on putting shit on the store instead of focusing in on providing all the in-game race aesthetics for like exterior housing and all that, and focusing in on that does a detriment. Because if you don't care about orc, human, night elf, blood elf aesthetics, your house just kind of whatever. Because you're not able to express your interest in this game enough with that piece of content, which is so pivotal and important for housing. Like, housing's really damn good. It is. It's really damn good. But their post-launch support of it leaves a lot to be desired. Like, what they choose for, like, endeavors kind of sucks. It's like, bro, sure, I get for Grommels we're trying to use, like, that as an excuse for, like, coffee stuff. But, like, bro, you can get Grommel-themed aesthetics. Who gives a shit? It's like they had a really interesting one at the beginning of Midnight with, like, the Blood Elf stuff, but, like, a lot of the other ones just kind of suck. What's the one that's up? Knockoff Amani. That one's kind of cool. But yeah. Disappointed. Well, we're going to stream a ton tomorrow. You got a full-ass concert? Yeah. It's like when you have stuff like, that's a great point, Hydro. When you have stuff like housing, this stuff works because of investment in the world, which is directly correlated, in my opinion, with either social elements of the game, by nature of it being an MMORPG, or through immersion in the game world through the story. And the story they are providing with Midnight in particular is not up to par to elicit that feeling of immersion in the game world. So my desire to be immersed in the game world through housing is diminished by nature of that. Because, like, I made this. I think this is really cool. But, like, housing is two parts. It's like the house that I'm building in the world, but also the world itself. And it also feels so disconnected from the rest of Azeroth. Because it's just like Razorwind Shores, which is, like, supposed to be, like, this sector of the world in, like, the modern day of the World of Warcraft story. Because if you go here in-game, it's technically, like, 30 years ago in-game or some shit like that. But it feels so disconnected. It's like you're trying to tell me, like, this entire place is, like, here, but it doesn't look or feel like it. If I do housing in Final Fantasy XIV, if I go to the Gridani Awards, that feels like I'm in the Black Shroud. If I go to the Ul'dah one, I feel like I'm in Thanalan, etc., etc., etc. The human one could probably make a little bit of an argument for, but just like... It feels... Oh, because I knocked the game audio down all the way. It feels like they are trying to prepare for the future, but they don't care about the short-term impacts and consequences. Where it's like, if we are going to go back and redo the old world in World of Warcraft, And we're going to update things like Azshara and Durotar to be more like this. Okay, cool. How long will that take, though, till we're there? And, like, first impressions matter. I talked about this before. And I talked about this before. But, like, the really annoying bit is that it's clear there's some absolutely great people developing this game that are trying to pour so much love and care and attention into this game. And I feel like the housing team are a great example of this. It's like what they've achieved in this game is truly something special. For like a lot of people, this is like their dream version of what housing could have been. And it's being brought down a bit by the money side of things, with them focusing in on aesthetics and stuff for like the shop instead of focusing on integrating established elements and aesthetics of the game into housing. Like undead housing, dwarven housing, etc., 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 without having to like put up a bunch of decor pieces surrounding your exterior to make it like feel like that. And it feels like that's an extension, like that can be extended to how the story of the game feels as well. There are small moments where it's just like, oh, this is really cool. I like what they're doing here. When they have those high effort cutscenes, they look great. Some of the voice acting is really nice in my opinion. I love Zul'Jan's voice acting. However, the writing they have for them is letting everything down. I don't want to, like, not like the story. I don't even feel like I have a high, like, bar or anything. But they still continually disappoint me. That's kind of sad. That is kind of sad. Man, housing's cool. Not sure where this like plank I had here went, but okay. Well, we might have the Trails in the Sky second chapter demo tomorrow, and I would like to go big into that. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to call the video there, not the video, I'm going to call the stream there for the day. And if we do have the demo tomorrow, we'll play that. If not, we'll either play like Sky the Third, or we'll play like Xenoblade or something like that. So I think that will be the play. And then like on reset, when we actually get story mode, we'll finish up this. So thank you, Sparkin. Thank you, Chilled Like Ice. Thank you, Hydro and Neo. And thank you, Chew and Graza Dogspear. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Dogchat, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Partial. This was pre-recorded. It was not pre-recorded. Thank you all for tuning in. I did record it to turn it into a video, though. And there we go. See? Efficiency is king. So thank you all for tuning in. Actually, you know, I wonder if the demo's up. I think it's already up in Japan. No, I don't think it is yet. Cringe. Well, I'll call this stream there today. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.